What's up, shifters? Welcome back to Shifting Lanes and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I told you in the last video, this is my Volvo V60 Polestar and I'm out doing some errands today. I thought it would be a really good opportunity to talk to you about why I bought this car, because in the last video, if you did see it, if you didn't, go check it out. I'll leave a card above. I told you what this car is and why it's really cool, as well as some really awesome stats. 345 horsepower, 362 pound-feet of torque, stock from Volvo. But a lot of you may be wondering, if you followed us on our other channels, which is originally just Shifting Lanes, why I've bought this car and where are all of our other cars. So in this video, I wanted to explain that, why I bought this, and tell you a little bit of a garage update. So stay tuned for that in the later parts of this video. But for now, I'm off to run some errands. I gotta go to Goodwill to drop off some boxes because this is a wagon and we're gonna use it for its utility. Nothing like the utility of a wagon. We just got some new plates at my house and we got all this stuff that we want to donate, just boxes full of things. Now this thing's really fast, so I'm driving very carefully right now. Also, it is ridiculously salty. I hate New Jersey and how salty it is. It's just gross. This is awful. We need to stop salting the roads. Just buy some winter tires, people. It's so much better. So as I gingerly pull out, oh, you're probably gonna hear plates and mugs and stuff banging around. Ah, not great. Okay, I'm gonna drive very carefully because there's tons of breakable stuff back there. So let's talk about why I bought this car. Well, the number one reason was for better reliability. Obviously, I had a Volvo V70R and a E90 M3 that was supercharged, and I'll talk about those a little later. But this car has been dead reliable for me. I've actually had this car for a year, so I haven't made a video on it for a year. We did something with the main channel that, you know, we wanted to experiment with a little bit, and then we started this second channel, which is where we can put a lot of videos about our personal cars. So with that said, I think that now is a good time to start making these videos for you because I have a really good, unique perspective of what it's like to own a car for a year before even putting it on YouTube. And that's basically what I wanted to do. Now, the why. It's just a reliable car. I've had zero problems with this car since day one. There's been no problems. The car was in fantastic shape. And this generation of Volvo, which is called the P3, they're just known to be a little bit more reliable than you know, some of the older Volvos, like the P2 generation of Volvos, which has a lot of issues on the whole. But the real why is because it's just an interesting car. I didn't buy a comparable AMG or M car because I already had one, or an Audi wagon because those are all cool and I love them. And honest to God, if I really could do it, I would probably have an RS6 right now, or a brand new E63 AMG wagon. But this is just at the price point a much more interesting package. I paid $35,000 for this car from a third party who was out in Washington, and he took amazing care of the car. And it was just a really good transaction. And you know, $35,000 is about what they're trading for still right now, even with the market going crazy. So why is this more interesting than an AMG or an M car or an Audi wagon of comparable price point? Well, if you look at what you could get for one of those cars at this price point, you're gonna get an older one. It's not gonna be as reliable. They're still gonna be crazy fast and super interesting and fun cars, but the problem with it is no one expects the Volvo, and I mean no one expects the Volvo. This thing is so stealthy. Nobody knows what it is. You know, I've had it for a year. There's a great local coffee spot that I'll make a future video on because it's a really cool place, and I think you guys would really enjoy seeing it and seeing the crazy cars that are there. But that's the only place outside of taking this to Carlisle last year where there's a huge Volvo following where anybody knew what this was at all. So I love that this is just stealthy. Everyone knows what an AMG is. Everyone knows what an M car is. Everyone knows that Audi wagons are fast, especially with the new RS6 here in the States. You just don't expect the Volvo, and that's why I love this. I love hot Volvos because you pull up to an STI or an old E46 M3 to stoplight, and you know, you can take them off the line and probably to 60, and everyone's like, whoa, that's amazing. And that's what really kind of draws me to this. Not only that, it's just a nice car. It's more interesting that Volvo did this, you know, and has been doing this with their wagons since forever. I love that you can buy a hot Volvo wagon. No one knows what it is. It's super stealthy, and people just freak out when they realize, you know, how quick this thing truly is, and that's cool. Like, that's an interesting car to me, or it has a unique sort of angle or perspective. That's why I kind of like Lotus in that respect. You know, everyone expects a 911 Porsche to be fast. Everyone expects a Corvette Z06 to be fast. But when, you know, a Lotus pulls up, people go, what is that? And, you know, then they get the performance behind it. And that's really cool to me. Like, I would probably buy a Lotus over a comparable 911, even though they're not as reliable. I think it's just a cooler car in that respect. And not for the attention. I wouldn't do it for the attention. It's just a more interesting car, in my opinion, than all of the other comparably priced sports cars. Here we go. Doing some good deeds. Here we are, doing some good deeds, yeah. I'm not a musician. All right, good deed for the day done. Dropped off a whole bunch of donated items. Now it's time to head home. Oh, hey, Volvo, what's up? P2 Cross Country. Yo, where you at? With the good deed out of the way, thought I'd go back on the highway and rip it a little bit. Oh my gosh, this thing is so quick. Oh, I love this thing. It sounds so good. I'll give you a little taste of it in the last video, but man, I'm gonna make a whole video just probably dedicated to the noise of this car. It is so good. Can't leave you guys without doing a little bit. So good, it's so loud. Oh. God, that engine is so good. Okay, we're back home, back in the garage, and here's sort of where I want to talk to you about, hello American flag, the second reason why I got this car is because, and this is where I kind of start the garage update, is I sold my Volvo V70R and my E90 M3 to get this car because, like I said before, it's a reliability issue, and as much as I absolutely loved both of those cars, they're not really the most reliable things in the world. A finicky turbo 5-cylinder with a lot of electrical issues, not that car, but just the platform, and a temperamental V8 from BMW with known rod bearing issues and tolerance issues. Not exactly the two greatest cars to be driving around when you need a bit of reliability. Now, this was before me working from home really sort of, you know, really hit. You know, I'd been doing it since 2020 and I wasn't commuting to work as much, but the problem is, like, I needed a reliable car in case, you know, my wife's car had broken down. So speaking of that, we still do have the XC90. It's up in here. I will give you actually a totally big video update on what that car has been, but in short, it's been absolutely perfect. There's been one issue, and it was a bad O2 sensor. Other than that, some normal brake wear and anything like that, it's been a pretty solid car, guys. So anyone saying the SPA Volvos are unreliable, I have at least an N of 1 saying that they are reliable. I know that there's a lot of people out there on the forums saying, oh, you know, they're so unreliable and everything. I haven't had any problems. Same as this thing. So that is the other real reason as to why I got this car, is reliability. I sold the other two, so unfortunately they are no longer with me. I want to get another V70R real bad, like really bad. I wish I could right now, but you know, finances, it just wasn't working out. With this, I actually saved $500 a month and was able to pay this off in 1 year by selling those two cars, taking out a loan and paying this off. So now this car is mine completely outright, and that is awesome. I don't have a car payment right now. So that's pretty much my garage update, but let me swing inside really quick and tell you about the other cars on the channel. So I'll leave you on this quick update video with where everything else is. So I told you where my cars are. The other car you may not be knowing about is the Volvo 240. It is still with Red Block Performance out in Portland, Oregon. Now, they had moved shops, Nick had moved shops, and it was basically this huge undertaking. The car is nearly finished. It's painted, the interior's in. Basically, there was an engine issue with the original engine we were gonna put in. I think one of the valves bent, so we're redoing the head, redoing the engine, found another donor engine, and we have an M46 transmission, 4-speed with overdrive going in, period correct. So I talked with Nick over at Red Block Performance, and he said it will be done by the end of March. So it will be here in April for me to make videos on for you. We'll have all of the videos that he's made on the car, so stay tuned because the 240 build is going to come to a close this spring and into the summer, and we have a ton of videos to shoot for you, so I'm really excited to bring those to you. Other than that, other cars on the channel, Chad's Volvo C30, we still have it. He's probably gonna make a couple more videos. I'm not sure what his plans are with the car at this point, but if you want, you can go over to our Facebook page where we're doing a live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. EST, and we're going to talk about all of our cars. You'll also see some of those stream highlights on this channel. We're not just going to be talking about our cars, we're also going to be doing stream highlights on this channel about different topics, car news and stuff like that. So also, if you want to talk about or want to see about our personal cars, but also want to see us talk about really cool stuff going on in the automotive world, you'll also see that on this Shifting Lanes 2 channel. Also, what about Hanson's cars? He has the Veloster N still. He loves it and adores it. I'm sure he will be giving an update on the stream about it as well as on this channel at some point. But he's our reviewer. He loves doing the reviews and he's ridiculously good at them. He's become sort of this reviewer extraordinaire, and he goes to a ton of press events, gets a ton of press cars. So check out our original Shifting Lanes YouTube channel for all of the reviews that you could possibly humanly want. That will do it for today's video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like if you enjoyed, and check out our Facebook page as well as our Instagram to follow us for anything else you would possibly want on Shifting Lanes, especially the Facebook page, because we are connecting with you guys even more this year. This car will be modded next time you see it. There is a small little thing that I want to do to it that I think you guys are gonna enjoy, and it is chef's kiss. It is gonna make this car sound a lot better, and I will explain exactly what that means in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me at RealGregsonM, follow us at Shifting Lanes everywhere, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.